Brandon Johnson vowing legal action if National Guard troops are deployed to Chicago, saying the president is trying to sow division in Democratic-led cities.
What the president is claiming that he wants.
Hey man, welcome back to UNC TV. I don't know if y'all know, but this right here is the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson. We like to call him Mayor Mohawk over here at UNC TV. Well, check this out. He does not want help in Chicago. Everyone knows that Chicago has a very, very high crime rate. It's very, very dangerous in Chicago. You might get robbed. You might get carjacked. You might get mugged. You might get physically injured. You could lose your life. Drill music has been going crazy in Chicago. Trump has cleaned up DC. He said Chicago could possibly be next. But we have people like Mayor Brandon Johnson, Alderman Brian Hopkins is his name. I'm sorry, I almost forgot his name. But we got Alderman Brian Hopkins, who's over the second ward. He's going protesting against it. And a lot of other people are, but a lot of other people are against it, are for it. They're for Trump. They want him to come and clean it up. And I agree with the people that want Trump to come in and clean it up and make it safe like they did in DC. This is what Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say. I never really agree with Mayor Brandon Johnson. Mayor Brandon Johnson, he's a complete idiot, just to be frank about the situation. But let's get into this video and see what else he has to say.
Troops to do. They don't even have the authority to do it. They have no arresting powers.
The mayor responding to President Donald Trump, who said he'll be expanding National Guard deployments to cities other than Washington.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this.
The president's Oval Office comments come as Chicago police data shows overall crime since the first of the year is down 13% compared to the same period.
Don't believe those numbers. If you know anything about Chicago, if you know anything about drill, rap music, all you have to do is look up Chicago. Go watch Chicago's news, local news stations, and see the crime that's happening every day. Talk to any Chicago residents. As a matter of fact, there's a whole group of people led by an African-American woman named Danielle Carter. We're going to get into her soon. She wears MAGA hats. She has a movement. It's called Flip Chicago Red. I want y'all to pay attention in the next videos. We're going to play her, and I want you to give me your thoughts about her. Leave it down in the comment section, and she's going to break it down and tell you what's going on down there. It is the totally opposite of these numbers that we're about to see, but this is ridiculous how they play with those numbers to make it look safe when it's really not, and I don't know why they wouldn't want it safer. I don't really understand Democrats, but hey, let's get this going.
Last year, and violent crime is down 23%.
I think he wants to provoke violence, because if he can provoke violence, then it's going to be martial law.
Turning the federal military on American citizens is a sign of authoritarianism.
The president claiming many in Chicago want the Guard.
Screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago.
Thank you, President Donald Trump, for hearing us.
Zoe Lee and Daniel Carter Walters founded the conservative group Chicago Flips Red and says despite CPD's numbers, many don't feel safe.
And if the Democrat Party, only thing they can do to help us is tell us crime is down, then hey, we welcome the National Guards.
The president did not say exactly when he might deploy the Guard to Chicago. The Illinois National Guard says it has not received any orders for such a mission.
A lot of people running into a lot of people running into.
Why is it doing that? And see, that's why. Let us flip this screen right quick while I straighten this out. And see, they're on the news and they're saying, oh my God, he said that he might send the National Guard, but we don't know when. You never let the enemy know when you're about to attack. That would be crazy. That would be ridiculous. So we see that we got Brandon Johnson. Of course, he doesn't want the National Guard in over there in his city, or in the state of Illinois for that matter. But Trump said that they're probably going to be next. He knows the real crime number and the real crime statistics. He talks to the people on the ground that have been mugged, that have been carjacked, that have been murdered, people that have family members that have been unalived. So he's going to send the National Guard over there, and they're coming soon. I'm going to get this other video ready for you guys.
Stunt. It's purely political.
I don't know why it keeps starting over for me, but this is the next video right here. President Trump says Chicago probably will be next. So we're going to get into this video right here, and this is going to give us a more in-depth look at it, but these are still the people that are opposing Trump, and these are their reasons why. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section if you think that Trump wants to send the National Guard to start more war, to start more crime, more violence, more murders, more fighting, to kick off what did he say? Martial law. Do you think he's doing it to start martial law? Did it start martial law in D.C.? What was the outcome in D.C.? Did it make D.C. better? Did the residents feel safer? Can kids play in the park now? I don't understand these Democrats. Let's get into this video and see what Brian Hopkins has
Other
to
city
say.
leaders say Trump's motives have nothing to do with bringing down crime, calling it a political stunt. It's purely political. It has nothing to do with crime. If he really did want to help and really did want to help us get a handle on the illegal flow of guns that we have in this city, there's a number of things he could do that would help. He's not even talking about any of those things.
And see, they want Trump to do what they want him to do. They want Trump to, hey, just send money. No, we're not sending any more money. Y'all, we've sent money. We've sent Chicago. If y'all don't know, Chicago was a sanctuary city where they housed and they kept and they promoted and they provided for migrants. Well, no longer that. That was under the Biden administration. That was even a disaster because Brandon Johnson kept reaching out to Kamala Harris and what was this? Joe Biden, old Sleepy Joe, kept reaching out to those guys, asking them for more funding for the city because they had all of the migrants there and they ran out of the funds that they had that was primarily for the residents in Chicago, for the schools, for the public assistance and public aid, for Medicare and Medicaid. They took all of that funding and they used it for illegal migrants. And now they're on the brink of bankrupt. And they don't want the National Guard to come in and help with crime. They want the streets to stay dangerous so they can continue to petition for more funds. Now, that's my understanding of it. If you feel like my understanding is wrong and you have a different understanding of it, leave your thoughts down in the comments and we can talk about it. But this is what Brandon Johnson had to say. Let me straighten this screen out. He made a statement, and it had to do with the National Guard coming to Chicago. So Brandon Johnson says, the problem with the president's approach is that it is uncoordinated, uncalled for. Is it really uncalled for? We're about to find out when we look at these residents and see what they have to say. And unsound. Unlawfully deploying the National Guard to Chicago has the potential to inflame tensions between residents and law enforcement, which I agree with him there. Some people might be stupid enough to fight back against the National Guard. This is what we use to take down cartels. Don't you know that these people in Chicago with guns are not going to be able to stand up to the National Guard? Are you crazy? It could get messy if they feel emboldened enough. And with the seated leaders going against Donald Trump, it might force them to feel emboldened enough to fight back, fire with the National Guard. I don't think that would be a smart decision. Might be enough fools out there to do it. We might be finding out real soon. But he says the tension between the residents and law enforcement, when we know that trust between police and residents is foundational to build safer communities. So are you asking for the police to come in and sit and talk with you guys so that y'all can try to talk them out of more money for the city that you've been blowing and spending in all the wrong directions and spending in the wrong way? If you don't believe me and what I got to say about it, let's find out from this Chicago resident right here. Her name is Miss Danielle Carter. She has a lot to say. Matter of fact, this video is pretty long, but we gonna get into it over here at UNC TV because we gonna bring you all of the best news, all of the information, and you're gonna understand what's going on.
You can go back to your
country.
country.
Let me get this video straight.
Like I said,
and flip this screen over for you guys. This lady right here in the red, Danielle Carter, get used to her face. She is powerful over there in Chicago. She's the leader of the movement Flip Chicago Red. She has a whole influx of people behind her, residents, politicians, law enforcement. She has a big following on X, TikTok, and everywhere else that she goes. And she gives you the information straightforward, no bias. She's giving you what it is that they need and what they want over in Chicago. No matter what Brandon Johnson got to say, he is crooked, he is dirty. I don't know why our people line up behind him. I think it's because he's black and he's in position, a political position. But that's not a good reason to follow somebody. I follow somebody off of their character, off of their integrity, and if they're taking the city in a direction that's going to be best for me and my family. Let's get into this. Danielle Carter can tell you about it better than I can, so we're going to listen to her right quick.
Congressman Raja, who are you to tell us what we are going to allow in our communities, in our city? Who are you to tell us that? If you don't like the citizens of Chicago, we have spoken. If you don't like what's going on, then you can go back to your country. Like I said, you can work with all the local and all the state officials all you want to. You can't tell us that you are not going to allow Trump to come in into our communities and help us with crime. Who do you think you are? The only solutions you Democrats have is crime is down. Okay. We had 4 mass shootings. Okay, crime is down. Okay, senior citizens just got shot and bleeding in the streets. Crime is down. No solutions. But you want to tell us that you're not going to allow in our community, in our city, that you're not going to allow Trump to come in and make our communities and our streets safer. Boy, you lost your entire mind. If you think that, I don't know where you think you at, but you can go back to that country where you're from and you allow that there. But we're speaking for ourselves now. And we're saying that we want our cities and our communities safe. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. And also that Kwame Raoul, where you been? Oh, now you want to come out and say that you're going to sue Trump and you want to come out. We haven't seen you since you got elected. We haven't seen you. Zoe been calling on you. Chicago been calling on you. Jessica Jackson been calling on you. You've been ghost. Nobody seen you. Nobody knew where you were. And now all of a sudden you want to reappear. No, keep that same energy. And Pritzker, you and Brandon Johnson, you all have a lot of nerve to criticize President Trump. And you all have did absolutely nothing to stop the crime and the death that's happening in our communities, in our city, in our state. Absolutely nothing. No solutions. But you're running and saying that you're going to stop President Trump. So we're going to make sure that we mobilize and that we get you all out of office come election day. Because anytime you are crying because President Trump is saying that he's going to come in and stop the killing, stop the robbery, stop the carjackings. Anytime anybody have a problem with that, I'm convinced you're Satan, and you want to see us kill each other. You want to see us dead in the streets. That's it. You no longer speak for us, so you can go back to your gated communities and be non-existent like you've been. So we don't care. We don't want to hear from you. Shut up, leave us alone, and we are going to take care of you come election day. But until then, don't tell us what we need and what we want in our communities and our city. Trump, we thank you for coming in. Thank you for listening to Chicago Flips Red. Thank you for listening to the citizens. We welcome you, President Trump, to come in and to make our city and our community safe. We need you to send the FBI, the DOJ, the ATF, anybody. We need you to send all of them in. And we're demanding a forensic audit on how our tax dollars was spent. We know they stole a lot of our money, and we want an itemized breakdown of how our tax dollars are being spent since Brandon Johnson been in office, and Pritzker. So Tony, we're gonna throw Tony Preckwinkle in there. Let's throw Kwame Raoul in there, and let's throw CTU in there, Stacey Davis Gates. Yeah, let's throw all of them up in there. We want all of those people investigated. And we're asking that President Trump, you come and get rid of these voting machines, because we know that they are cheating with these machines. So we're making sure, and if so, we're gonna make it too big to rig. President Trump, thank you for hearing us. Thank you for being concerned about us. And yes, we welcome the National Guards. We welcome the military. We welcome you to Chicago. And thank you for making Chicago safe again. And thank you for making America safe again. And Congressman Rod.
So as you can see, there's Miss Danielle Carter. Give her a round of applause, man. She's calling for Trump to come to Chicago. She's got a movement behind her, and they're gonna all vote Republican to flip Chicago red, because since it's been blue, as you can see, she just stated the murders, the carjackings, the robberies, the home invasions. The crime is running rampant under Brandon Johnson, and she called out all of the political people down there in the city of Illinois and Chicago. She called out Mayor Brandon Johnson. She called out Governor Pritzker, however you say his name, Congressman Raja. And the Kwame, when she said Kwame, it reminded me of Kilpatrick over there, but she calling them all out, and she's telling them that. She's telling you about the corruptness that's going on over there in Chicago, man. She's calling them out. She's calling them to the forefront. She's calling Donald Trump to come help and fix things. And Trump heard her cry. That's who he was speaking about when he was in the Oval Office speaking, saying that the black ladies are wearing red hats. And they're saying, please, Donald Trump, come and help and fix our city. And I think he heard their cry. I think he's coming to help. Let's see what else we got. We got another video. Trump says Chicago is likely next target of efforts to crack down on crime. We probably gonna check that out. But man, we got so many videos, man. And okay, we'll get into this
the National Guard for, he says, helping make D.C. a second time.
we're gonna get into this video right here, and y'all leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you can get updates on the latest videos that we got pouring out over here at On TV. It's a lot going on, and man, we out here fighting crime with President Trump to make the cities safer and more quiet. The cities that's super dangerous, those are the ones that we want to target, man. I'm tired of hearing of young black men being killed under the age of 19, young black women being killed under the age of 19, infants and babies being killed, single mothers are the victims of all type of violence, scams, carjackings. It's just going crazy out there, man. And they need some help. And even though they don't want it, hey, sometimes people don't know what's best for them, and they don't want what's best for them. I know I've been in plenty of situations where I tried to give the people that I love what's best for them, and they didn't want them. I had to turn my back and let them fall. I don't know if Trump is going to do that on his watch while he is the chief officer, the commander-in-chief. I don't think he's going to let it happen under his watch while he's the commander-in-chief of the country. So let's get into this next video.
That President Donald Trump has put Chicago in his National Guard crosshairs. Now city leaders are trying to assess just how serious he is and how they will respond if he follows through with this latest threat. President Donald Trump at the White House today praising the National Guard for, he says, helping make D.C. a safer place. He then turned his attention to Chicago.
We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough.
The mayor's office responding in a statement saying the National Guard could inflame tensions between residents and police, adding, certainly, we have grave concerns about the impact of any unlawful deployment of National Guard troops to the city of Chicago. The problem with the president's approach is that it is uncoordinated, uncalled for, and unsound. Other city leaders also pushing back.
You know, his actions...
You know, I love how President Donald Trump said it won't even be tough. Salute to Donald Trump. They said that it won't even be tough at all, man. We gonna come in, we gonna take care of business, and it's gonna be a breeze, it's gonna be easy, and Chicago's gonna look just like DC. It's so peaceful down there, that's what they say. The streets are so quiet. Families can go out. You can take your family and visit the monument and the Capitol down there in DC. You can stop and buy a hot dog or a snow cone, and you can enjoy. You can park a few blocks away and walk amongst the monuments, and you don't have to worry about when you get back your car's jacked, items missing out of your car, window busted out. If you got a nice car, your rims and tires might be gone. Not anymore. Donald Trump cleaned it up, and he's on the rampage to clean up more.
That he's proposing are both unnecessary and illegal. Unnecessary because crime is trending down in Chicago. Not that we don't have more work to do, we do, but also illegal.
Crime data from Chicago police shows year-to-date overall crime is down 13%, violent crime is down 23%, and property crime is down 11%. Still, one conservative group, Chicago Flips Red, is supporting the president's tough talk.
I think it would deter people from committing a crime. We already see the numbers that has gone down in Washington, D.C. already. Within the last 7 days in Washington, D.C., there has been no homicides. So we know that it does work.
President Trump actually making reference to that group in his comments at the White House today. The mayor's office made it clear that while there are many things that the federal government can do to help reduce crime and violence in Chicago, sending in the National Guard.
So that's what they had to say, man. It's really going down, and they're gonna really get those people over there. And you know what? What I don't get is people of my race, black people, they don't understand, or they feel like I should be down with the opposing, I should be down with the crime, I should be down with the Democrats, I should have this liberal mindset just because I'm black. And I don't understand it. You know, when I was out there young and being foolish out in the streets doing stupid stuff, it wasn't good for me. And I learned that it wasn't good for me because I bumped my head a few times. So why would I champion that for the generations to come? Why would I champion that for the younger black men that looks like me, that's going through some of the same things that I went through as a young man? Why would I say that that's okay, you should go that route, when I know that it was detrimental to me, to my life, my future, my family? Why would I promote that when I know how much it hurts your mother and your fathers, and if they are old enough and they got kids, the time away from their children, the children's mothers that they have to leave out there while they go to prison, and she has to carry the family on her own while you're in jail? Why would I promote that? Why would I want that? Why would I say, leave Chicago alone, don't go to Chicago to stop the crime, when I'm from Texas and I've been knowing and hearing about Chicago? They've been drilling down in Chicago. That's where the term came from. Drill. That sounds dangerous. That sounds demonic. And you got these young guys running around here with the dreads and the pants hanging off the behinds, and they got guns bigger than Osama bin Laden. And they believe in drill. That's what's on their mind. We gonna drill. We gonna spin. They call it spin. Spin the block. That's when they ride around through your neighborhood and they just unleash bullets on everybody. And they made a song that said they gonna spin, and after they spin, guess what the song say? We gonna spin again. Listen, man. When the National Guard go to Chicago, I know they're gonna be ready. They're trained to do this. But man, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose some National Guardsmen. Because DC was one thing, but DC wasn't even really on the map like Chicago. Chicago been on the map. That's what they're known for. Drilling. Chicago is known for drilling. They known for spinning. And spinning again. Chicago is known for spin. We gonna spin. And what them young dudes say they gonna do? We gonna spin again. That means after they done shot your block up with all them drills and stuff, boo, 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 yeah, yeah. You know, after they done drill, they make a block, and then when everybody think the coast is clear, and they raise their head back up looking and peeking, and they coming out to check on their friends that just got shot down, they spin again. I don't know who this is calling. Hold on, they interrupting my stream. Get that out the way. They spin again. They just make a block and come back through and unleash more bullets. And that lets you know, for them to be able to come through one time and let off a whole lot of rounds, and then come back through and let off more rounds, it's dangerous in Chicago. How many bullets do they have? It's crazy. I don't know why you wouldn't want the National Guard down there. I'm praying for the National Guard to go down there, and anywhere where there's a lot of crime and there's a lot of homicides, carjackings. That's dangerous. Let's get into this next video and see what Miss Danielle Carter has a lot to say. She has a big movement and she's been doing a lot of work. So you're going to hear a lot from this lady coming out of Chicago.
Ms. Brandon Johnson says we're at the point of no return and you all don't need Trump help and you don't want the federal government to step in, then we're going to need them to do what, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all need to get out here on the front line.
Jay Davis.
Jay Davis, roll Jesse Jackson out. Who else? Tony Preckwinkle, get your walkers. Timothy Evans. Come on, Kwame Raoul, Governor Pritzker with them ankles. We see him. You know, like, yeah, let's go. Who else we got?
Brandon Johnson.
And then since we got Texas people to come on out.
Yeah.
They're still here, right?
Right.
Keep them on the front line. Go get Maxine Waters.
Get that wig.
Roll her down.
Jasmine Crockett, get that wig together. Get her on the front line.
Yeah, I feel like all the men who, especially the ones who voted. You know, who vote for all the BS down there.
The Hispanic KKK.
And the Hispanic KKK.
Byron sent you a little bit since he said F.I. Remember he said abolish ICE.
Yeah.
He said that. We're going to need those people to what?
Yeah.
To go stand because.
I mean, stand on the front of the pastors.
Yes.
Don't forget all the pastors now. Pastor T.L. Berry and his son Tory Berry. Don't forget Father Flager. Father Flager need to be right on the front line. Because did he walk on the highway?
Yeah, walk on the highway, close it down.
Yeah.
So we're going to need all these people to be on the front line because they're public service.
Public service. And our tax dollars is funding y'all lifestyle. To the point that we're losing our homes.
In our lives.
In our lives.
Yes, and crime is not down. So since they don't want help from the federal government, Trump and everything.
Don't send no funds, Trump.
Yeah.
Don't send no funds.
Because they're going to steal them.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, but since they don't need they don't need Trump and they don't need no help from the federal government, then we're just going to send them on the front line.
Shout out to Danielle Carter, man. I'm telling you, that's exactly what I said. Brandon Johnson, them, they're campaigning, they're asking for more funds from the federal government after they used all of the funds that was given to them for illegal migrants coming to Chicago. And they're asking for more, right? That's what they want. That's why they want the numbers low and they want to say, no, don't come here. We got it. We got it all under control. When they really don't, everybody can see that it's all the way out of control. So what Danielle Carter is saying is that, okay, if you don't want the National Guard here, then, and y'all say y'all got the crime and y'all are going to get it under control and the numbers are down and they need to come down more, and we're working on it. Okay, how come y'all aren't getting it done? How come y'all need to be on the front? We want to see y'all on the front lines then. Y'all get out there and fight it since you don't want Trump to do it. And it seems like your police officers isn't doing enough. And the thing is, they want to see it now. And I don't blame them. They should be impatient. They should want to rush them to get it done. Because another night, another body or two. Another night, another carjacking, or 3, or 4, or 5, another homicide, another home invasion, another sexual assault. This needs to end, and it needs to end now. And I understand what they're saying, man. Shout out, man, to Miss Danielle. Shout out to her friend. They're really doing something big over there. I really wish I could get this thing to play. But back to there it is late. But man, shout out to Danielle Carter, man. Give her a round of applause. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Do you agree with Danielle Carter? Do you not agree with her? And I promise you, I'll answer your comments because I got a little time on my hands, man. Let's get back to this video.
But if they don't answer in like if they not out there tomorrow, Trump, we gotta bring him.
Yes. If they're not out there tomorrow and we don't see them and boots on the ground, if we don't see them with the boots on the ground with the fans and arresting these criminals and things like that, we don't see them in like ICE in our communities.
I want Brandon Johnson there with his 120 police.
No, he can't have police. We need him to put the social workers that he want us to have.
Yeah, but I want his police detail there too.
No, why we gonna have his police detail right there? Because I think we should let them show us how it's done. So I think we should have them on the front line.
Yeah, trauma, not treatment.
Yeah, and we need to have a bunch of social workers too helping them arrest these
Matter of
violent
fact,
criminals.
all them people that y'all had in there lying at the Black voter scam barbecue yesterday, you need to have them on the front line too.
Yeah, as well. So this is what we're asking. If President Trump, we're going to make sure that if they're not on the front lines by what time we give them?
I think about like 11 in the morning.
Okay, then we're asking you to please just send the troops here.
Yeah, I want like how Alderman, pastor, R&B singer William Hall went to that border and looked at the soles of their eyes.
I want to look at the souls of our kids' eyes.
And our seniors.
And those singers who got shot. I want them to go to the hospital and look at their
Bring
eyes.
the Bible.
And tell them that he's on the front line fighting for them, because he told us that he was on the front line fighting for those illegal alien kids that he looked in the eyes.
They need that package.
Yeah, he needs that package. Okay, so that's what we're asking. Like I said,
and I totally get it. That's why the residents of Chicago are fed up. Now, she just mentioned that they got a pastor that he goes down and he spends his time with the illegal, did you hear that? Illegal migrants, people that aren't supposed to be here, people that broke the law to get here. They skip the line. There's a process to getting into America. You have to have some type of passport. There's a process of becoming an American citizen. You have to have the proper paperwork and provide proper, things to show that you're a good person, because we don't want to just allow criminals over here to come over here and add to the crime that we already have. So this is what the pastors are doing. And most black pastors are liberal. So it makes perfect sense for them to go over there where the illegal migrants are, that's using up all of the state funding when it comes to public assistance. And he's going over there looking into the eyes of the illegal migrants and their kids, and he can feel the sorrow in their soul, and he's going to pray for them. But Pastor, what about the Chicago residents that's been here? What about the residents that's been struggling and they need a little help to get ahead? Have you done anything for them? That's what the people are saying. So now, since the crime is out of control and these people aren't getting help and they don't see it getting any better, they don't see any light of day, they see it getting worse. The drill culture has been drilling harder and harder. And y'all tricked the numbers to bring them down. Miss Danielle said, go to the hospital and look into the eyes of the elderly people who were just shot a couple of days ago. Go and look into the eyes of the single mother whose son has lost his life and his friends has lost their lives. Go look into the eyes of those mothers who's lost sons out here in the streets, drilling and gang banging. So they're saying, y'all get on the front line since you don't want Trump here. We want to see some action. Y'all think they're going to get what they're asking for? Do y'all think they're going to get that action? I don't think so either. So while that's happening, we're going to take a step back and we're going to see
No more. I'm walking around with this shit.
how they feel. We're gonna take a look at the aftermath down in DC. So if Trump sends the National Guard to Chicago, we're expecting the same exact results that he got down in DC. So I'm gonna play this video for you. And I want to show you the results of, this is the after effects of when Trump comes to your city, your state, or your neighborhood, and he cleans up. This is a black man right here telling you about how safe he feels in an area that used to be so unsafe that he used to have to be on guard. He probably used to have to carry his own weapon around to preserve his life. He'd take a risk of catching a charge with a weapon or lose your life. Which one would you do? I'm preserving my life. I don't know about y'all. Y'all must don't know much about Unc, but I'm gonna utilize my what is it? Second Amendment rights. Let's go.
They said FBI, DEA, ICE, it's all that outside in Washington D.C. I don't even gotta look over my shoulder no more. I'm walking around with this shit. I ain't hiding none of this shit. I'm walking blocks with this motherfucker. Listen, jump out on me if you want. I'm gonna scream. They gonna be here in 33 seconds. As soon as you jump out, get that shit up. Ah! Help! They gonna help the shit out of me. Y'all niggas jump out of y'all want. Good God almighty, boy. I got some motherfucking help. Some backup. For real, you help, you jump out. I'm gonna blow your ass. Look, they right here. Look. They outside, though. Oh, God almighty. I could just scream. They gonna help me.
That was beautiful right there, man. So you just had a black man walking the streets and he was able to wear some jewelry. So what he's saying is before Trump sent the National Guard, he was not able to walk the streets safely. He was not able to walk the streets with any type of clothes or jewelry or car or anything that looked like it was worth of value, because some criminal would come and try to take it, and that could possibly end his life. Now, I don't know about y'all. I could hear y'all now. Oh, he weak and he's scary and he should this. Man, let me tell you something. If I gotta walk out, if I gotta arm myself, if I have to fight and shoot like I'm in the Middle East, like I'm in a third world country, just to be able to go outside and look nice while I'm doing it, that's a problem, man. That's not normal. You shouldn't leave the house and be ready to off somebody every day if they come at you wrong, or if they, that's not normal. So, man, I'm very, very proud of the things that Trump is doing for our country. I'm very proud for the things that he's doing in our communities. It's crazy. So, all right. I got another video, man. And it's by the opposers.
We solve
right?
Many challenges that our state.
These are the opposers of Donald Trump coming to Chicago. They saying they don't want him there. Just a little bit more of the resistance that he's getting, even though they saw the results, even though they could make their citizens safer, even though their cities and their states will be more pleasant to come and visit and enjoy and bring your family and, see the museums and learn about the history of the state and mark it down as a memorable experience. Even though with the states and the cities being safer, with that type of vibe, people are fighting against it. So we're going to watch this one last video. It says now, Illinois Governor Pritzker. This is the governor. He holds presser in response to Trump threats of sending National Guard to Chicago. Let's see what Governor Pritzker has to say. I know he's against it. He's not going to like it. Before we get into it, you guys make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so that you can get the latest videos coming from over here at Unc TV. I'm providing you with the hottest. Let's go.
Donald Trump wants to use the military to occupy a U.S. city, punish his dissidents, and score political points. If this were happening in any other country, we would have no trouble calling it what it is, a dangerous power grab. Look at the people assembled before you today, behind me. This is a full cross-section of Chicago's leaders from the business world, the faith community, law enforcement, education, community organizations, and more. We sometimes disagree on how to...
And Brandon Johnson, Mayor Mohawk. If y'all don't know, I might do a video just to update y'all on Brandon Johnson. He is the mayor. He's black. Everybody rallied behind him because he's black. He has destroyed the city of Chicago. I need to do videos. I need to go and pull up videos and present them to you guys so that y'all could see him fumble the bag, let crime get out of control. The illegal migrants in this city that he can't even provide for. He ran out of funding. He was crying for more. Biden wasn't answering the phone for him. They sent him straight to voicemail. Kamala Harris, she put her phone on Do Not Disturb. They dissed this dude, and he is still standing strong, fighting for, I don't know what. He's fighting to lose. And I don't see, and that's the problem in Chicago. They vote Democratic, and they vote because somebody looks like them. What do they call it? Identity politics. Because before him, it was Lori Lightfoot. You know, Beetlejuice. Don't make me pull up a photo of Lori Lightfoot, man. Don't make me pull up a photo of Lori Lightfoot. I'm going to let this video play, man. Lori Lightfoot was before him, and they voted him in, and it's the same thing, man. Keep voting off identity politics and see that there's going to be no improvement in your city, man. Y'all better start paying attention to policies. Better start paying attention to who you voting for and which direction they're going to take your city. Stop voting off of emotion, man. That's a feminine trait.
Effectively solve the many challenges that our state and our city face on a daily basis. But today we are standing here united, in public, in front of the cameras, unafraid to tell the president that his proposed actions will make our jobs harder and the lives of our residents worse. Earlier today in the Oval Office, Donald Trump looked at the assembled cameras and asked for me personally to say, "Mr. President, can you do us the honor of protecting our city?" Instead, I say, "Mr. President, do not come to Chicago." You are neither wanted here nor needed here. Your remarks about this effort over the last several weeks have betrayed a continuing slip in your mental faculties and are not fit for the auspicious office that you occupy. Most alarming, you seem to lack any appropriate concern as our commander-in-chief for the members of the military that you would so callously deploy as pawns in your ever more alarming...
Hey, man, there it is. There's your Governor Pritzker. He had the same thing to say as everybody else that's been speaking and denouncing Trump coming to their city, man. Did y'all see that photo, man? This was before Brandon Johnson. Is that clear for y'all? This is Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot, Governor Beetlejuice. No, Mayor Beetlejuice. She ran the city in the ground. She ran the city in the ground, man. And they come and vote him in. And he's doing a little bit worse. He's doing 10 times worse than Lightfoot. Look at this. That's your girl, Lightfoot. How Mayor Lori Lightfoot lost Chicago. The same way Brandon Johnson doing it. The same way Brandon Johnson is losing Chicago, Lori's losing Chicago. So, man, shout out to the mayors and the governors down there fighting against Trump. Shout out to them. Shout out to Donald Trump said he's coming anyway. He's going to fight back and send the National Guard. Hey, man, is Chicago, are the troops coming to Chicago? Are the streets of Chicago going to become safer? I'm going to keep you guys updated, man. Y'all leave y'all thoughts down in the comments section. Hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe and turn on that notification bell to get the latest, the hottest, the most entertaining political news on the YouTube. I'm Jay Wilson, your host. Thank you for tuning in to TV. We out.